Good morning. This is Rick from Calumet Painting and Restoration here at WJOB Radio, doing my weekly or bi-weekly show. I'm going to be doing this solo up front, but with the great help of Adriana.
Yep,
How you
I
doing
got
this
you.
morning?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm having hearing a little bit of trouble hearing you.
Yeah, let me see here. Got you. That might be a little better.
Yeah, a little better.
There
Yeah,
we go.
Yeah, I got you now. Okay.
Perfect.
Hey, we'd like to talk today about some upcoming shows that we're going to be at. Um, we do these events, I should say, different type of events that we go to, and coming up short in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be at the Porter County Fair. Come out and see us. We give out discounts for people that come visit our booth. Actually, and you get the chance to meet us and talk to us about projects. You can come in, and if you have drawings or whatever you want to talk about, that's what we're there for, to discuss things like that. And then also, we'll offer you some discounts and stuff for coming and visiting us. The Porter County Fair goes from July the 23rd to August the 1st. We're in the exhibition. I don't know what they call it, exhibition building there. I think it's the first building as you come in. We're also going to be doing the Taste of Orland Park, July 31st to August 2nd. And that's, I think it's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The shows go from 5 to 11 on a Friday, then 3 to 11 on Saturday, then 3 to 9 on Sunday. Come by and check us out over there if you're out in that area. And then Lake County Fair is coming up August the 6th through the 16th. We'll be there in one of those buildings. I think we're in that exhibition building there also. And then a couple little smaller ones we'll be doing. The Northwest Indiana Beats and Eats Festival, August 8th and 9th. That's over in LaPorte County Fairgrounds. And that's 10 to 10 both days. And then there's a grand opening of the Anytime Fitness building. They're having a little event there, August 24th through the 26th. So if you live out in that Lowell area, come and visit us. We'll have a booth set up there offering discounts, and you'll be able to come and see some of our exhibits. We don't bring a lot of larger exhibits with us, but we have smaller versions of our baths typically there, and then a lot of different painting colors and samples and different type of things. Sometimes we'll have cabinets there, cabinet doors. So it gives you an opportunity to come by and talk to us. I'm not typically always there, I should say. I'm there sometimes. I'm in and out, but the people that are there are kind of trained in knowing enough of the painting side of it that they should be able to help you along. And then whatever they can't answer, we can get you the answers to whatever problems you may have.
I was going to say, what questions are typically asked at your guys' events that you do?
Most of the time, they want, like, they'll come up and they'll say, "Hey, I never knew you could paint aluminum siding, or I never knew you could paint vinyl siding," stuff like that. So then at that point, we can show them some some of the different products and paints that work on vinyl. We'll talk to them about the process of doing that kind of work. And then we don't get into the pricing so much. But we can give them ballpark ideas of what those things would cost, just historically. And then, they may ask us a lot. We have these cabinet doors that we do there. And so the cabinet painting is like a little niche that we do. And so we'll discuss that and the longevity and how long those type of things last. And then a lot of people ask us what kind of warranties we have and all that other good stuff. We have we have a wall of pictures, before and after pictures that we have at the events. And so you can see some of the oddball stuff that we've done, and then some of the buildings that we've painted. We just recently were talking at one of the meetings that we had that we should really do, and we're planning on doing this. And as far as some advertising things, of some of the, we've been in business for, I think it's 35 years now. Some of the buildings that, like in Hammond, we painted, like in Hammond City Hall, we painted at the Civic Center, we painted at Gary City Hall, we painted at Railcat Stadium. We started going down the list, and we realized that we have kind of we've been in East Chicago. We've done a ton of work for Munster, the Centennial area, the building, the pavilion they have there, some of their gateways to their trails we painted. And so we just kind of go on and on and on, and we realize that we have done so many different type of projects. So we took pictures of them. You can see some of them at the shows if you show up. So that's basically kind of what people go. Sometimes
Okay.
people have a specific thing that they ask us for. They'll bring blueprints of some house they're thinking about building, and they have some questions for us. We don't do a ton of new construction, so it's not really what our niche is. But we can kind of lead them in the right direction, or give them our our thought on what the best process would be for them.
Okay. And this summer, as you guys are kind of headed into the fall season, into more indoor stuff, but for the summer, what are the most projects you guys get?
Right now we are really just trying to get all of our outside work that we've got under contract now. And it's been a real good season for us, and we've been really pushing the outside work. And what I mean by that is like a lot of exterior, wood sided homes and aluminum siding and all that good stuff. We do decks also, doors, garage doors, and then we have a fair amount of condominiums and commercial buildings that we paint. And so we were talking before the show started that we actually right now have been thinking about pushing our work towards the inside, like in November. So after November 1st, we discount. We give really larger discounts than we typically do. Like right now in the busy season, we don't really have to discount because we have so much work lined up, and we're almost overloaded, I guess you could say. But we do have capacity for more work. But at this point, we start thinking about what are we going to do in the winter to keep our guys busy. So we're willing to, if the customer is okay with it, we're willing to push the projects back on the interior work, and then we offer large discounts to them if they're willing to help us out and keep us busy in the winter. So
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah. So when you're thinking about winter work, what we're talking about is like the cabinet painting that we were talking about, the kitchen cabinets. And then also, just your regular interior painting, walls and ceilings. We do plaster work. I know some people had damage from some of the storms that came through, and they have, wet or damaged drywall or drywall that may be, kind of had water damage one time. It's kind of it's starting to droop or whatever, that kind of stuff. So any kind of drywall work, wallpaper removal, we don't really install wallpaper, but we do take it down and then fix the walls and repaint it. And then we also do the epoxy floors, and actually I shouldn't even say epoxy. We use a product, a polyaspartic product that has very little odor to it. It's a polyurea product, but not to get in the weeds with you about that stuff. But it just the beauty of that kind of stuff, it dries real fast. It dries within 2 hours, pretty much. You can walk on some of that stuff, and then it has very low odor to it, and it's a pretty clean job and quick job, like for basement floors or whatever you have, garage floors, that kind of stuff.
I was gonna say, especially during the summertime and headed into the winter, I know a lot of different homes are gonna have, especially older homes, they may have a few issues here and there with doing the work more so in the summertime and maybe transitioning into the fall. Is there one reoccurring problem that you're seeing in homes, older or newer, that you see in a lot of your different clients, especially as the weather and the season kind of changes?
Reoccurring, you mean as
Well, you see more consistent.
Oh, yeah. I would say that I think. And it depends, where we're talking. Like if we're going up into Robertsdale, the old parts of Hammond and that kind of stuff. Over there, usually it's we do the 1 day bath, the bathroom model. So it gets to the point in most of those homes that they've either outgrown the one bathroom that they have, and so they need two of them, or the bathroom is just so outdated that it still has the avocado green tile on it that they bought the home in 1950 from, that kind of stuff. So, we can go in and gut the bathrooms and stuff. And the other side of that, I guess, is as people get older, the bathtub becomes a tripping hazard, or stepping into, a wet bathtub, it gets slippery. And so I know, from my time on the fire department that we would get a lot of calls of people falling and tripping. Yeah, I would say reoccurring, not maybe not in the same home, but like in the same neighborhood. Bathrooms that become dated. A lot of people as they get older, and it's just a cleaner thing. And the other side of that is if it's a younger family that has one of them homes, and they kind of realize that you really need two bathrooms in, especially if you got teenagers and stuff. So they usually put one downstairs, and so we can do that kind of remodel on it. Yeah.
As all of my family is listening into WJOB, they're gonna be like, "We're gonna give him a call." But yeah. So as you guys are kind of headed into, you said that you've had a really great kind of summer this year.
Awesome summer. Yeah.
So as you are headed into kind of more indoor projects, what's on the horizon?
As far as the indoor season coming up, yeah, we always look for. In the indoor season, actually, this year in the fall, we end up doing a couple other shows that are, they lean more towards the interior work, the inside kind of stuff that we do, which would be the 1-day bath, and which would be, remodeling. We do actually kitchens and that kind of stuff. So we start pushing that more. In our shows, and then we also, and I just kind of mentioned this in passing, is that we do a fair amount of work with condominiums, and so we kind of push and we kind of go back to our database on our connects. I wouldn't say connections, but our contacts that we have in the condo associations, and then a lot of those condos have common areas, hallways, or you would be amazed what a little bit of paint and some new lighting does to an interior of a commercial building. It's just a huge change, and it's with the help of AI, it you don't have to try to imagine it. You can
look at it.
Look at it. Yeah, it's a big difference, and that's a really useful tool. And I think it's probably a little bit too late for me, because when I was in high school, we'd always say that the computer was an abacus. That's all we pretty much had. The thing with the beats, and then actually the typewriters. Even I was thinking the other day, the typewriters are manual when we'd practice, and your finger would get stuck in between. Just so it's a big learning curve for us older people, but younger people, yeah, I would definitely embrace. AI and the capacity it has, and the how much it can help you visualize, or help the customer visualize. Even speaking of that, like even colors, like picking a color of a room, I realized years ago that was like one of the hardest things for customers to do.
I can imagine.
Yeah, to write, because I would make them, and I'm sure all the other painting contractors do, we make them sign on the color. Like you pick a color, and then some guys would say the husband wasn't allowed to sign, it had to be the wife, because typically the women are the ones that
they want the certain color.
Yeah, it makes a big deal. It's a big deal to them, and most guys are just, hey, just paint it, make sure it don't fall off the wall, So, I realized early on that was a big problem. And I also realized that people have a tendency to want to change their mind once they see the color on the wall. And so that's why
you make them sign.
Them sign it. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a real big thing about like the colors on the walls until I had like some family members there repainting, and they're like, okay, I want this shade, but then they're like, well, nope, I want this shade, and you have the men look at it, there's like they're the same color, and the women are like, nope, this is 2 shades darker than this one, this one's 2 shades lighter than this one, and especially for I think you guys might see it in like new homeowners especially, or do you see it in a lot of like homeowners that have been owning a home for many years?
Kind of both. People get tired of colors. I think that on average about 5 to 7 years, they decide to change the carpet, or the piece of furniture they had in there. This time they change it, and all of a sudden the walls don't really jive with the color on the walls. And so, and it's usually the woman that drives that part of it. Because they're the ones typically that I think they spend a little more time at home. For whatever reason, but Yeah, and there's also like even on the outside. The outside, the men seem to be more concerned about it, because it's more of a maintenance thing
Yeah.
as opposed to aesthetic thing. But then on the outside, like you can accent things. Like you might want to get one just main color of the body of the house, but then like you can accent off like the shutters. You look for accent architectural accents of the house, and then the front door is where people can really kind of go crazy because it's a smaller area, and you can really whatever color. I've seen orange door. We've painted just about every color as you can imagine. Yeah, and some of them surprising. When we talk about colors, I look at colors. Like everybody else, I have more of a masculine feel to them. Like I like oranges and dark browns and whatever, and then I get people that tell me, we were painting a floor one time in Gary, actually across the street from the Railcat Stadium, and I forget exactly what the building is now, but they wanted us to paint the floor red, like this fire engine red.
Really?
And I said, "Are you guys sure?" And they go, "Yes." And then I said, I asked them 3 times, "Are you sure?"
Mm-hmm.
Made them sign, and when I got done, I was like dumbfounded how beautiful that floor looked, and I just didn't see it. I couldn't imagine what it looked like, and they already had must have did it somehow, but they knew exactly what it was going to be, and it was a big space, and yeah, probably the prettiest floor we'd ever did actually.
I
Up
was
to
gonna
that
say,
point.
do you guys take
Pictures?
yeah, like
yeah.
pictures and do you show that picture
Yeah,
while you do
yeah.
the events?
Actually, that's one of the pictures that hangs up on at our shows. Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah. But it's just because, and that's when I realized I didn't really, I had my own taste, and everybody's taste a little bit different.
Yeah.
And some people are knowledgeable about colors. They have more of an artistic feel about how colors work together. I learned how to cheat that at that point because there's books. Sherwin-Williams has these books that have maybe 25 colors in them, and you can pick any color in that book, and it will go. It combines in one way or the other. Like they don't clash in any way. So there's an orange in there, and there might be a green. You think, well, they don't go together. When you put them together,
That
they go
it
together.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
There
yeah.
you go. Yeah, I've seen a lot more in modern homes. I guess like in modern homes they say more to like the tan beige colors, but
Yeah,
then in
yeah.
older homes I see a lot more colorful,
Yeah.
more colorful aspects of that.
Yeah.
Are you guys seeing that too with newer homes? You guys are
Yeah,
doing more like neutral colors?
Yeah, they're more neutral colors, and then when we get into the older homes, like in Hammond, maybe over on Forest Avenue, some of the older, bigger homes and stuff is really where you call them painted ladies. They have craftsmanship that they don't put that kind of craftsmanship in homes anymore. There's detail there that is just more about the style of the house, and then it's a great. I mean, they take a long time to paint. They can be very expensive because there's a lot of detail in them. But man, when you get done, and there's a lot of them out there, you can see them. In LaPorte, there's a bunch of homes that are like that. Yeah, in Chicago, when you get in those old homes, they're just beautiful. But if you really look at them, you see how much different colored paints are up there, and that.
There
And
you
the
go.
detail that you got to
Yeah.
do. Yeah, yeah.
So one thing I do want to ask, because you guys are doing a lot of outdoor work, kind of wrapping it up a little bit. Have you guys had a challenge, especially with the heat and with the wildfire smoke? Have you guys had a
not so
challenge
much,
with that?
not so much the smoke, but the the rains that we've had, a couple rain outs that we've had. It was a real kind of rainy spring, or there was a 2-week period in there where we got pushed back. And here's the thing: like if we got you scheduled out 8 weeks from now, anything that happens before you is going to affect you because it just kind of pushes the schedule. And so, it's a challenge to keep everybody happy, and we do the best we can. And we're human, so there's things that happen. But we just try to do the best we can. And as far as the heat, we have safety meetings. We talk about ladder safety and all the things. But one of the ones that we always talk about is the heat. I've seen it at the fire department a lot of times. Where people are out there cutting the grass when they're 80 years old, and it's 100 degrees out there. I go, dude, just wait.
Yeah, just
wait till it's like 7 when the sun goes down, and hurry up and cut the grass for her, or
Very
get somebody
true,
to cut her for you, or whatever. But
Yeah.
so.
So I've been producing you guys' show for a while, and one thing that I would love for you to put out the information is if somebody is looking to work for you.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Yeah, absolutely. We're hiring all the time, and we're recruiting all the time. And I think me and Jed have talked about this. We never stop recruiting. If you think you have anything to add to a contracting company, by all means, give us a call. I'm open ears to everything.
Yeah.
You know,
Do they need any kind of experience?
yeah, naturally, on the painting side, I could tell you one thing. One thing I'm actually looking for right now. It's we need like a shop guy that can help us with our vehicles. I probably got 12 vehicles, different vans, and that kind of stuff. And so it's a maintenance thing constantly going on, and it takes a lot of energy from, our scheduler, our production guy that's got to make sure everything's right. And so it would be one less thing we'd have to worry about. We keep a guy in house, and I got plenty of stuff for him to do. Could work part time. We're looking for someone who just wants to work a part time thing. So, 219-844-7501 is the number. You can look it up also up on at calumetpainting.com, and there's an area there you can leave information. We can get back to you. And then also on the painting side, we're always looking for painters that are experienced painters. My door's open there all the time at 6733 Columbia Avenue. We have people come in all the time. Unfortunately, a lot of them don't have experience, and so we're kind of full on the helpers, the trainers, the training painters that we're trying to train to be good painters. But if you have experience, whether it's in, if you know how to do plaster work, absolutely, drywall work, you got to know a little bit about that. But the painting end is kind of a must. You got to have some kind of experience in it, And so we've really this year pushed our marketing side and the events that we talk about. That's something that we decided to push more. We've realized over the years, and I think any business guys will tell you this. Basically, if you're looking at increasing revenue in your business, it really comes down to how many leads you can get and bring in. Because the leads is basically the lifeblood of your company. So we kind of have pushed the events more, and it just kind of gives us more of a social presence out there, also to be out in the community and that kind of stuff. So yeah, anytime you guys are in the area, we got the building with all the flowers out in front of it, 6733 Columbia, and you can always call us at 219-844-7501. Any questions on painting, any requests for estimates, all our estimates are free. And then we can also, if you got any type of concern about something, just give us a call. We'll help you out as best we can.
There you go. So as we kind of wrap up, what kind of information you want to leave for the audience that are listening, the events that you guys are going to be at, if you want to list those off again real quick?
Yeah, so coming up, we're going to be at the Porter County Fair. That's July 23rd to the 1st of August. We're going to be at the Taste of Orland Park, July 31st to August the 2nd. I believe that's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then Lake County Fair coming up. I'm sure you'll hear about that more. August 6th to the 16th. Northwest Indiana Beats and Eats Festival, August 8th and 9th. That's at the LaPorte County Fair. I don't know what I'm doing in LaPorte County, but we do have a fair amount of work. We do a ton of work out in Michigan City in that area, and then we're doing a grand opening thing over at the Anytime Fitness in Lowell, August 24th to August 26th. So come on and see us there. We do give additional discounts to people that come visit us. So come and visit us, and then keep in mind also, if you're thinking about if you've been kicking around doing some work on the inside, have us come out, and if you're patient and can wait until later in the year, we'll extend a larger discount out to you for helping us out. We're always looking for inside work, so appreciate it. And then we'll see you next week. I think I'm here next week, right?
We do got you on for next week.
Don't forget about me.
We won't. We got you here.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right. There you go.
I'm a victim of being ran over by a semi while I was flagging. The person wasn't paying attention, and they hit me with their vehicle.
I seen a accident where we were the first people to walk up, and that picture will never leave my mind.
I've seen people get hit before. It's been horrible.
Construction zones on roadways and bridges are more than just cones.